How on earth did BZ Watchdog find us, and is there any end in sight?
Okay, BZ Watchdog. So, BZ Watchdog was alerted to the city of Hillsboro because of an interaction that someone he knew had with one of our police officers. This person is not a journalist. Journalists do fact checking for a lot of things. I don't really look at all this stuff, but from what I have seen, it is the vast majority of things listed as facts are not factually true. An accusation of widespread theft at the outlet mall. He got this based on an open records request where he requested, anything with theft or sexual harassment. So one of the things that we sent him was an email that I had received from a professional association offering training on sexual harassment. There sure was an email to me about sexual harassment, right? And yes, we have to turn over our texts. A journalist would contact the city and would go, hey, what can you tell me about this apparent theft? Someone could argue with me, but I just don't think it's the city's role to go back and forth with this person.
Before we get started, smash that like button, drop a comment, and share this everywhere, because the citizens of Hillsboro need to see exactly what their government has been trying to hide. Today, we're talking about Hillsboro City Manager Megan Henderson, a woman who loves to wrap herself in the words transparency and accountability, while the truth gets buried, the public gets misled, and your tax dollars keep disappearing into a black hole of excuses, delays, and damage control. You just saw the trailer where Megan Henderson tried to play word games and rewrite what I actually said. She claimed I accused the city of widespread theft at the outlet mall based on a Facebook post. Wrong. That is not what I said, and it is not what I claimed. What I reported was based on their own records, the very records they never seem too eager to hand over unless somebody forces them to. Then she tried another deflection, pretending that I accused her personally of sexual harassment just because she got an email about sexual harassment training. Again, that is false. That is not my claim. My claim is that sexual harassment happened involving a city employee who has now been identified, and the bigger scandal is not just what happened, but who knew, who stayed quiet, and who appears to have helped cover it up. And now, thanks to my latest records requests and emails involving Megan Henderson herself, I have a witness with first-hand knowledge who gave me details. So now the city is doing what these people always do when the walls start closing in. They scramble, they stall, they spin. And they hope the public is too distracted or stupid to notice. Not this time, because I had to fight for body camera footage they tried to delay and deny. I already paid $35 for the first batch of records tied to this incident, and then they hit me for another $45 just for the body cam footage. That is $80 just to pry the truth loose from a city government that claims it has nothing to hide. Nothing to hide? Then why the delay? Nothing to hide? Then why the denials? Nothing to hide? Then why does every answer come wrapped in excuses instead of evidence? So today we're going to roll that footage, break down this incident piece by piece, go into the other proof of theft, explain what I was actually investigating, show you what I found, and expose what I believe are allegations that were not just ignored, but buried. This isn't transparency. This is damage control. This isn't accountability. This is a cover-up. Tyranny, corruption, lies. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. I'm BZ, and this is BZ Watchdog News Network. Let's drag it all into the light.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. BZ Watchdog News Network.
Now let's talk about how this part of the investigation actually started, because unlike city manager Megan Henderson, I don't just throw talking points at the public and hope nobody asks questions. I received information from a source who said they worked within the city and personally witnessed quite a bit of wrongdoing. They did not want to be named publicly, and naturally, I agreed to protect them. That's called how real sources work. You know, something other than damage control at a luncheon. After hearing what my source told me, I did what any actual investigator would do. I filed an open records request to see if the story checked out. And when I called Megan Henderson about it, she did exactly what she always seems to do. Deny, deflect, play dumb, and act like she has never heard of anything ever happening anywhere at any time in the city of Hillsboro. Funny how that works. But then the records came back, and guess what? They confirmed what my source told me. Not only did the records back up the story, I accidentally stumbled onto something else that apparently nobody was supposed to notice. Theft at the outlet mall. See, I was originally looking into theft and sexual harassment involving employees in the Parks and Recreation Department. That was my focus. That was the lane. But while digging through emails and text messages, I found multiple outlet mall theft incidents sitting right there in the city's own communications. So I wrote a post about just one small piece of it. And that's when Megan Henderson, at a Lions Club RSVP meeting with the city manager, decided to try and paint me as the liar. Because apparently the real problem isn't what happened. It's that somebody exposed it and now it's biting her in the ass. Let's be very clear about what I posted. I posted about city communications showing that someone notified the city that benches were being removed and that based on their own internal communications, it looked like theft. That was the issue. That was the concern. That was in their own words. Only after I brought it up did they suddenly want to clean it up and say, oh, those weren't city benches. That land developer removed them. Oh, really? Then why wasn't that clarified in the communication at the time? Why wasn't that addressed publicly before I said something? Why does the truth always seem to arrive after public pressure shows up? And that is not even all of it. There was also reported copper theft that I never even posted about. And now today we have a 911 call made by a city employee reporting landscaping equipment that was broken into and stolen. And yes, we have the body camera footage on that too. So keep in mind, I have paid $80 out of my own pocket just to expose this one theft incident. $80. Not because nothing happened. Not because I made it up, but because I wanted the proof in black and white and on video. So nobody, especially Megan Henderson, could keep hiding behind vague denials and polished little public statements. Ask yourself this. Why would I spend that kind of money to expose nothing? Why would I keep filing requests, making calls, and digging through records if there was nothing there? Answer, because there is something there, and the records prove it. And here's the kicker. I only asked for records from August of 25 through January of 26. I have not even gone back further yet to where my source told me I should be looking. So if this is what showed up in just that window, what else are they hiding? Let's get into the 911 call. Let's get into the body cam footage, and let's show the public what I've been saying all along. I have been telling the truth, and Megan Henderson has been running damage control, trying to discredit me so she can make herself and the city look like nothing is wrong. But something is wrong, and today, you're going to see it for yourself.
Hillsboro Police Department.
Hey, this is Jeff with the City of Hillsboro. I'm up here at the outlet mall. I need an officer for a break-in in our shop where we keep our mowing equipment. I've got signs of forced entry.
You said mowing equipment in the shop?
Yeah, it's in the back of the mall on the south half.
South half?
There's two garages back here.
Two garages.
And I've got signs of forced entry. Somebody used a pry bar and broke into our shop, and I don't want to go in there before somebody gets here.
Okay, and what is your name again? You said Jeff?
Jeff, yeah,
Okay.
I work for the airport, and I also mow the outlet mall.
Okay, yeah, I don't get to speak to you very often.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and get an officer out that way, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Morning.
damaged the door, and then it looks like they peeled up metal around the side to get into it as well. Put the key in to unlock it, and it didn't turn right, so I backed my focus out, and the lock has been shifted, it's been pried, and I got metal pried up around here.
Did they get in?
I believe so. I haven't gone in. Once I saw that, I just waited on y'all.
So did you unlock it to get in?
The lock was already out. They busted this up, tore it up.
You got lights?
No, there's no electricity in here.
Anything missing?
They stole my weed eater. They stole my blowers. Yeah, I had a weed eater in this trailer. I had a backpack blower that was sitting over here. I had a weed eater that was hanging up back here. My gas cans are still here. They took my string off the front of the trailer. No, it's right there.
What string?
That weed eater string right there. But I've got 2 still weed eaters missing, and I've got a backpack blower missing for sure.
Do you have all the serial numbers for those, or do they belong to the city, or what?
They belong to the city, yeah. We bought those last year to take care of this outlet mall. We bought the weed eaters and the blower from Small Engine, or from Landscape Supply in Waco. I was about to go get our mower. It's not here. It's actually in Corsicana. That's why I'm up here today. So they've taken, that's all I know that they've taken for sure is my backpack blower and my 2 weed eaters. This is all equipment that's nothing that I inventory. It got put over here when they started taking down the malls. So if any of this stuff is gone missing,
You ain't
I
gonna
can't
know.
tell you.
Yeah. I didn't know I need a flashlight. I thought you had lights in here.
Yeah, they cut all my power. They took all my power out when they started doing the demo. They took all of my oil for mixing the gas. They took all my spare weed eater heads and parts that were brand new in the bag. They come in and clean me out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that for sure. Let me call John and see if there's a way to get serial numbers.
Yeah, I need serial numbers
Yeah.
on all that. Just in case they pawned it or something like that, we can catch it that way.
They cleaned us out. Do we have a way to get the serial numbers for the weed eaters and for the backpack blower? That's all on. We got the blower and the weed eaters from Landscape Supply. Yeah, they took all my spare weed eater head parts. They took all the oil for mixing the gas. And they took He's going to contact Landscape Supply and get them to pull records for serial numbers.
All right.
Baggie that's inside the door is actually the spare head parts. I was thinking they took too.
All right. You got some fingerprints right there.
Oh, good. I hope so.
All the way to the top. Yeah. 173.
You got shoe prints for sure.
Go ahead.
You see, we got a CID come out here and help process the scene. We got some information out here. Morning. Morning, gentlemen. Corporate Jefferson, Hillsboro, PD.
Morning.
Patrol, got dispatched to 104 Northeast Extra 5, Hillsboro Mall, in reference to a possible burglary. From our arrival, I met with the reportee named Jeffrey Allen Sanders. Stated that he came this morning to get his lawn equipment, which belonged to the city of Hillsboro, out. He's going to take a lawnmower or he'll get a trailer, take a lawnmower to Corsicana or somewhere like that, I think was what he said. Discovered that the building has been broken into. He went to that little lock on the side of the door right there and noticed it was jimmied like that. And then he observed it's been tampered with, which shouldn't have been. And he walked around to the side of the building and noticed that the metal had been peeled back. And he didn't go inside until I got here. Upon entry of the building, he walked around and discovered there was some items missing that belonged to the city of Hillsboro. The reason why I call you guys is because there are fingerprints that we can be lifted off, I believe. I took my flashlight.
Where is the,
What? No, they did not get in. Here, I'll show you where the fingerprints are at.
When we purchased 2 weed eaters and a blower from y'all, and I need information on it.
let me call.
He got here and the door was closed.
The door was closed.
It was closed. He touched it.
No, I don't have it. Sorry.
Was
this already like this before, though?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask him. But he said, he could tell it's been like, look, poop. Red paint, stuff like that. He's on the phone right quick with trying to get serial numbers for all the stuff that was missing. I think 2 weed eaters and a backpack blower, I believe. You know how to work that? Okay.
So let me get this straight. This is supposed to be a nothing burger? If it's a nothing burger, then why is a city employee calling dispatch to report it? Why is Officer Jefferson sent out to the scene? Why is Officer Jefferson calling Detectives Penny and Quintana to come analyze it like an actual crime scene? Maybe, just maybe, because it was a theft. Not a rumor, not a conspiracy, not something I made up on Facebook to hurt somebody's feelings. A theft. And let's not forget, this was just one incident. That doesn't even include the copper theft in a second incident. And the third incident? No, that was not stolen benches. But that sure didn't stop the confusion, the sloppy communication, and the city scrambling to clean up the narrative only after I started asking questions. So no, Megan Henderson, this is not a nothing burger. This is what happens when public officials get caught flat-footed, then try to spin the story instead of telling the truth the first time. At this point, it sounds like Megan Henderson is spending a whole lot more time playing economic development's mascot than actually running the city of Hillsboro. And I haven't even gotten into what looks like theft and misuse of a city credit card by Samantha Montez. I haven't even gotten fully into how sexual harassment was allegedly covered up by Samantha Montez and Tony Kane, Director of Parks and Recreation and Director of Public Safety. So for anybody still pretending this is all made up, ask yourself, why do the calls exist? Why does the footage exist? Why do the emails and texts exist? Why do the records exist? Because this happened. That's why. And the deeper I dig, the uglier this gets. We will continue telling the story of what may go down as the worst city manager in the history of Hillsboro, because from where I'm standing, Megan Henderson does not have this job because she's doing a great job. She has it because of who she knows, who she's connected to, and the relationships she has in this town. Not because she knows how to run a city. I've asked her before about conflicts of interest, and of course, she claims there aren't any. Oh, really? Then why is her mother Roberta Skeleton in charge of CASA? Why did Tiffany Barron, who used to work there, suddenly end up running Main Street? How many times are the same names going to keep popping up before the public starts realizing this town doesn't run on accountability? It runs on connections. And this story is far from over. So if you want to support the channel, smash that like button, drop a comment, and share this everywhere. All donation links and city contact information will be down below in the description. Now, I'm your boy BZ, signing off. Sunlight is still and will always be the best disinfectant. I'll see you in the next video.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. BZ Watchdog News Network.
BZ Watchdog.